Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for June 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. And of course, if you are a Gemini sun sign like I am, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday. With all of that said now, let's begin. I'm tapping into the Gemini collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Gemini need to know for June 2026? What do they need to know? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the Queen of Swords. Well, there you are, my darling, whether you are masculine or feminine. In the top row, we have the Five of Pentacles. We have Judgment, and we have the Knight of Swords. Flanking the Queen of Swords is the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands. In the bottom row, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Emperor. Sneak peek now into July. I can't believe I'm saying July. We have the Queen of Cups, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Cups. That leaves the Nine of Wands, Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun card here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's begin to clarify this. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images on it are slightly different. It does alter the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through it as necessary in your reading today. Let's clarify this now, please, for Gemini's Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for June 2026. We are clarifying Five of Pentacles, Judgment, Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords, Five of Wands, Page of Swords, Ten of Cups, and the Emperor for the Gemini collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Chariot. Judgment, clarified by Temperance. Knight of Swords, clarified by Four of Wands. Ten of Swords, clarified by Nine of Swords. Queen of Swords, clarified by Page of Wands. Five of Wands, clarified by Two of Swords. Page of Swords, clarified by Knight of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, clarified by the Hermit. And the Emperor is clarified by the Lovers. Sneak peek now. Again, we're looking into July. Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess, Ten of Cups. And that leaves the Queen of Swords again to the Page of Swords to the Two of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. This is a very good love reading. If you're a single Gemini, I know I've been saying it for like 2 months now, and there are other tarot readers that say it also. I think Chris from Minnow Pond was saying that as well. It's a very good time period for Gemini in regards to finding new love for those of you who are single. For those of you who are partnered, it's been hit or miss, but it looks like things are balancing out this month. So let's get into your reading. Your overall energy for the month of June 2026. Queen of Swords to the Page of Wands. There's something here in your life that's just not quite right, is the feeling that I get here. I don't think you're absolutely miserable. I don't think you hate everything and everyone. There's a feeling here of I'm missing something. I'm feeling like a little bit in lack here. And I say that because for me, queens process the present, or queens exist in the present because they process the past, and kings take action. And I don't have any king energy here until very end of the reading when we get to the Emperor. Now, of course, we're going to clarify, but the Emperor would be like the king of all kings, right? So this seems to be like a review. I'm looking at my life, looking on how I got here, and I feel like I'm missing something. And that Queen of Swords is clarified by the Page of Wands, which in the After Tarot deck, the individual is out now. They're out and about and they are discovering. So whether this is you're discovering things online or you're processing things in your head and you're wondering what's next, there's just a feeling here of something is missing in my life. And I feel like I'm on the precipice of a new beginning. And what that new beginning is different, for all of you. Career and finance, love and romance, maybe relocation with that Knight of Swords to the Four of Wands. But there's something here like, I'm okay, but I could be a lot better, or I could be a lot happier. Top row, Chariot to the Five of Pentacles. I can't tell you how much I love this. This Five of Pentacles is feeling like you're in emotional lack or financial lack. We're moving on from it. And we're not just moving on from it. In most of the tarot decks that I have, the Sphinxes are on the ground. The Chariot's actually not in motion. In the After Tarot deck, it's in motion. So we are pulling ourselves out of either emotional despair or emotional lack or financial despair or financial lack. Whatever this quest is that you are in search of, like I said, career and finance, love and romance, you seem to make a judgment call here in the month of June that you know exactly what is missing. And you're doing this decision making, if you will, the whole process of the decision making in a very balanced and tempered way. There's no there's no rush decision here. It's like once you figure it out, then it's like a push forward, right? Then the chariot is up and we're moving forward. Knight of Swords to the Four of Wands. I think what you're trying to figure out here is something in regards to structure and stability. For some of you, it's like buying your first home, maybe selling your home, relocation. For others of you, certainly could be career and finance. This seems to be what you're contemplating. Something here in regards to house, home. It could even be in respect to connection. I like that we have the 10 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. So there's something here about like doubts, fears, anxieties, the worry. I feel like that's what that 10 of Swords is. Like we're putting an end to the worry. In fact, in the After Tarot deck, the 9 of Swords, the person's holding the Ace of Swords, which the Queen is holding. And they are eradicating the 8 Swords, right? They're slaying right through them. So there's an end here to worry. And I'm not saying you're never going to worry again in your life, but whatever this decision here, this 5 of Wands to the 2 of Swords, it's like you have, I don't know, I feel like you're on the quest for happiness. And what that is different for all of you. And then it looks like you figure out what's missing. And then now you need to create a plan on how to go after it. That's the gist of the reading. So let's begin to clarify. We're going to clarify. We're going to start at the middle. It's Gemini, of course. We've got to do a little bit differently for you. Let's clarify that Queen of Swords. Clarify the Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Swords is clarified by the Hermit. There's that soul searching. Page of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. So there's a feeling here of like I feel stuck in some aspect or some part of my life. Again, career, finance, love and romance, house and home, something like that. And it's like, how can I improve this? How can I either improve my financial situation or my romantic partnership if I'm partnered? Or how can I find someone if I'm single? Whatever that, there's like a missing piece here. Whatever that missing piece is, you're trying to figure out what it is and the best way for you to go about finding it. Page of Wands. Clarify the Page of Wands. Clarify that Page of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Wands is clarified by the 4 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So there, you do have this moment of clarity. There's something here like something's not working in my life, right? In that 6 of Pentacles card, the person is walking away. So it's like you figure it out. Again, whatever this is for you, there's a feeling of something's missing in my life. Okay, now I figured out what it is. Now I need to create a plan so I can attain what I want or build what I want. I know we're a little mysterious here in the message. Let's keep going. See if it gets a little clearer. Let's clarify that 5 of Pentacles. Clarify the 5 of Pentacles here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. 5 of Pentacles is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, and the Lovers. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. So at some point in time here, it looks like it's early June, you figure out what that missing piece is, and then it looks like you're creating a plan here to go after it, like to create it for yourself. Clarify the Chariot. And the feeling here is like, this is my moment. I have to do this. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot is clarified by the King of Wands. Kings take action. The King of Cups. And the 5 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. Wow. So this is an immediate, okay, I figured out what I need to do. I'm in lack, financial or emotional, or something else. I figured out what it is, and I figure out now what I need to do about it. What is this? Knight of Swords. Tell me about that Knight of Swords. Curious to know what's behind the Tower. The 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Okay. Knight of Swords. Clarify the Knight of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Swords. Clarified by the Ace of Cups. I figured out what I want. Justice is the right thing for me to do. Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles. Clarify the 4 of Wands. Clarify the 4 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. 4 of Wands is clarified by 4 of Cups, the Moon, and the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. This is really big. I mean, I have a group of you here, and you're going to have to take it how it resonates to you because, of course, it's a general collective reading. I have a group of you here. Let's say you're single and you're looking around. You're like, well, I've done pretty well for myself. I'm okay. I'm able to pay my bills. And, you know, you're in Empress energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. So you feel like, well, I'm nurturing myself. The people, pets, plants in my life, all is well. But I would really like a partner. And you're just like, you know what? This is the month I'm going to like make it my job or make it my second job, if you will, to find someone. I could have another group of Geminians here where you have a job and you're not very happy at your job. It's okay. You wish like I wish I could be doing something more. And you just, it's like a light switch. You're just like, you know what? That's it. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't think you abruptly quit the job. We don't have anything like that on the table yet, but I'm going to make it my job or my second job to find this other job. Same thing if this is a business, if you're a business owner, something's just not quite right. Maybe the business is stuck or stagnant. Maybe the public or your patrons aren't as interested in your product or service as they used to be. And you're trying to figure out, what can I do differently? And then it's like, bam, again with that tower, it's like a flashpoint. And you're like, okay, now I know what I need to do. And you like immediately start working on it. The same thing for those of you thinking of relocation. I mean, this can happen quite quickly for you now in the month of June. It's like you get the idea and you're already crafting the plan. This is where I'm going to move, and this is what I'm going to do with all my stuff, and this is how much money I need. Again, I don't know if you're actually moving in June, but the whole thing of, I figured out what's missing, and now I figured out what I want, and now I'm figuring out the plan, and I'm moving towards it. It's a very high energy here for the Gemini collective. Five of Wands. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Tell me about that Five of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Wands is clarified by King of Wands shows themselves again. The Five of Cups and the Chariot. Again, bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles. I figured out what no longer works. I figure out what I want, or I have figured out what I want, and I'm just moving towards it. And I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to do this. I'm going to find another job. I'm going to find a person. You know, I'm going to relocate. I don't care what anyone says. Maybe you and your partner are taking a relationship to a higher level of commitment, and you're like, we don't care what anyone says. This is what we're going to do. I want to clarify now that Two of Swords, because in the After Tarot deck, the decision is made. Ace of Wands. This is it. I figured out what I want, and I'm going after it. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands, the Sun, and the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Tower shows itself again. This is going to be such a high energy month for you because something's missing. I know what it is. I'm going to go after it. I'm creating the plan, and boom, I'm off to the races. I hate to keep repeating myself, but that's the energy here. In the After Tarot deck, the Three of Swords, the heart is healed. So you feel like moving in this direction would be very healing for you to do. You're not doing this from a wounded place. You're not doing this because you're being a little Gemini spastic. You know how we can be at times. Something sounds good and we want to rush and go buy it and do it and be it and all of that stuff. No, this is heavy contemplation with that Hermit energy, figuring out what's missing in your life, and then creating the plan to go after it. And when you go after it, you're going, I don't know who or what this is, but they better watch out because you are full steam ahead here. And you're not doing it from like a wounded place at all. What's behind the Tower? Five of Swords shows itself again. This is, I'm not arguing with anyone about this. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm doing it. Page of Swords. Clarify the Page of Swords. Clarify the Page of Swords. You're sitting real pretty come July. So I feel like you're getting closer to this. I mean, look at that. Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So something here is working out for you. Clarify that Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. This is like collecting the data, the information to create that plan. High Priestess, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. There's that decision, and there's that Ace of Wands again. So it's like once you made your decision, now you start collecting information. How can I do this? How can I implement this? How fast can I do this? This is all about speed for you. Knight of Pentacles. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. In the After Tarot deck, the Knight of Pentacles is up. It's going. It has that pentacle in the gentleman's hand and ready to plant that seed. Tell me about that. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles is clarified. There you go. There's your Queen of Swords. Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. For some of you, this has to do with financial opportunity. For others of you, this has to do with a partnership. Like you're either meeting someone or you're hell-bent on meeting someone. It's like, this is, everything else in my life is okay, but I want a person. And you're moving forward to finding that person. Ten of Cups. Clarify the Ten of Cups. If you're already in a relationship, Gemini, I think you and your partner are having some serious discussions about higher level of commitment, marriage, relocation, maybe having children for some of you of childbearing years. There's just something here where you have figured out this is what I want. Going after it, nothing's going to stop me. Ten of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Cups, clarified by the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of that, King of Swords. Again, I'm going to push through. This might be difficult. It might be difficult to find someone. I'm going to do it. I'm going to relocate. Might be difficult, but I'm going to relocate. I'm going to find a job. Might be difficult, but I'm going to find a job. It's a very headstrong, very determined Gemini collective here. Clarify the Hermit. Clarify the Hermit. One more shuffle. Thank you. I'm going to pull cards for you at the end for those of you where it's like love and romance if you're single, love and romance if you're partnered. And then I'll also pull cards for those of you where it's career and finance related, like whether you are employed by someone or you're self-employed. Because this is like everything. I mean, I just feel like this is everything. The Hermit is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. The Death card shows itself again, and the Wheel of Fortune, and there's that Fool card, and you're off. You're off to relocate. You're off to launch the business. You're off to expand the business. You're off to find your person. You're off to take your current relationship to a higher level of commitment. You're off to find a new job. Like, this is amazing. The Emperor. Tell me about the Emperor here. And I think you're the Emperor. You're coming very strong here this month in masculine energy. And again, you can be a feminine. Don't let gender get in the way. But again, the way I read tarot, queens process and kings take action. And we have all the kings on the table now for you, plus the Emperor. Well, we saw the King of Swords. He's not actually on the table. But there's something here where you are like, I have to do this for me. It's a choice I'm making. So you make the choice in June, and then you choose to move forward with the choice. The Emperor is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. There's that damn tower. Whatever doubts, fears, anxieties, that's what blows up that Nine of Swords. That's what creates that Ten of Swords. I'm not going to think about this anymore. I'm just going to do it. Clarify the Lovers. We have the Devil. Remember what I was saying? You're not doing this from a wounded place. In the After Tarot deck, the card is very different. Typically in the Devil card, there are two people shackled to one another or to the devil or to the podium that the devil presides over. But in the After Tarot deck, the people are freed. So again, this is not like a decision you're making off the cuff, impulsively, from a wounded place, from wounded ego, because you were triggered, because there's some toxic pattern here that you're repeating. No, you're making this choice. There's that Fool card and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor shows itself again. You're choosing to do this for you. You're choosing to do this for you. Let's clarify July, and then we'll pull cards for each of the different things that this can be for all of you. Can you clarify July, please? We have Queen of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Ten of Cups. And we had the High Priestess here. It's almost like you know that this is going to make you happy. You know that it's achievable. You know that you can accomplish it. You know that it's going to be difficult, but you also know Eight of Pentacles, it's worth the effort. One more shuffle. Thank you. July, Seven of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. So it's like you start moving forward in June, and then in July, you're sort of sitting back to see, it's almost like an assessment. There's an assessment here going on, like, am I happy with the results? Do I have to tweak anything? Do I have to change anything? Clarify that further. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Magician. We have the Ten of Swords, and we have the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, the World card. This is like, do I have to tweak anything? Is there anything else that I have to do? Let's pull cards now. Now I'm really curious to see what this could possibly be for each of you. So for those of you where you're single, and again, it's that feeling of everything else is pretty good in my life, but I'm really missing a person. I'm making a choice to find someone. I mean, in the After Tarot deck, you are finding someone. You're looking right at the Two of Cups that are standing, not even crying over any past relationships. Sorry if you're the cross watcher. In that respect, I do think that you are meeting someone here. Unless you're not putting yourself out there. If you're not putting yourself out there, you know, no mystery man or woman's just going to randomly knock on your door. But if you put yourself out there, Gemini, this is without a doubt the month that you can meet someone. Let's get you one card for those of you where you're single and you're deciding, I'm really going to make a very strong effort to meeting someone that I can have a serious committed partnership with. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have these Eight of Pentacles, right? I'm really going to put in the effort, Eight of Wands, to move forward to try to find someone. Clarify that Eight of Pentacles for the singles looking for someone. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Nine of Wands. And you do, with a good amount of effort. Look in the After Tarot deck. You're standing next to someone. So Gemini, if you're single and you want someone, and this is your reading because you're deciding everything else in my life is pretty good, but I would like to have someone to share it with, this is without a doubt your month to get out there. We have Emperor to the Empress here. We saw the King of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So this would be your month. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the King of Cups. This would be your month to get out there and find a very strong soulmate connection. For those of you where you are currently partnered, Can we get one card here for those of you who are currently partnered? One more shuffle. Thank you. We'll take it. We have the Four of Wands. Okay, so there's long-term commitment here at play. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Tell me more about that. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands, clarified by the Seven of Swords. Interesting. In the After Tarot deck, the Seven of Swords is not like the regular Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. This is, I want to take the relationship to a higher level of commitment, but my person needs to be as serious as I am. I'm not making a mistake again. So I don't know if something like transpired here in the connection between you and them, where you want to make sure that they're in it for good. And I'll pull cards now for that person. But there's something here. And for those of you where you are moving forward in your current connection, you might be a little apprehensive to get married. There's something here about doing something unconventionally. Maybe you're divorced. Maybe you had a long-term connection that went south at some point. So there's discussion here and desire to move in together, but there's a little reluctancy here to actually like get married or get married again, which is fine. I mean, no one says that you have to get married, but there's something here like, I'm not making that mistake again. There could also be this, you're dating someone and things are going very well and you're talking about higher level of commitment, but you don't want to like move this person in with you, or you don't want to move immediately in with them. And again, it's like because you had some bad experience in the past, or maybe they did. Okay, you're going to have to take it how it resonates. I'm not ignoring all the threes on the table in the Two Lovers card. I'm going to pull a card for those of you in a third party situation. No judgment here, okay? For my Geminis in a third party, one more shuffle. Thank you. In a third party, we have the Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the World card. Clarify that Page of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. These are discussions about you and your person. And I don't know who has like, I don't know where, I should say, I don't know what point you are on the triangle. I don't know if you have to, if they have to, but there are discussions here about moving forward in this connection, just you and them. Okay, we're going from 3 cups to 1 cup. You know, there's something here about 2 people moving forward together into the future. In that Knight of Cups, we're like putting an end to the third party with that World card. So if this has been a third party situation, there's some really serious discussions about that coming to an end. For those of you where this is relocation, you're looking to buy your first home or sell your home and move like I'm doing, something like that here is at play. For my Geminis where this is in regards to house and home, the acquisition of home or changing residences. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Eight of Cups. That would be you making a decision now to walk away. Hierophant, this relocation might actually be like taking you out of a community that you have been in for a while. Tell me more about this here for Gemini. So it's not like we're leaving an apartment in ABC town and we're going to find another apartment in the same ABC town. You know, this is like we're moving far away type of thing. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Cups is clarified by Seven of Cups. I like this. In the After Tarot deck, we're leaving 6 cups behind. Again, like the community or the house or the apartment. And you're deciding that, yes, that Ace of Cups, we're moving. So you're making this decision. If you're partnered, you could be making this decision with your partner. And it's like that's the judgment call here that you're making. For those of you where this is work related and you are employed by someone else, one more shuffle. Thank you. Employed by someone else. 6 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 4 of Swords. You feel exhausted at the end of your work day or work week, and you don't feel like you're paid adequately. In that respect, I can see you being, this is the month where you want to find another job. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that 6 of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the King of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Judgment. You're making the judgment call that you are worth more, that you bring more to the table than what you're compensated for. And this is not just giving serious thought to finding another job. This is now being committed to finding another job. It's a judgment call that you're making. And for those of you that are self-employed, this is like something's a little off in my business, or I need to expand it. I want to do something differently. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the 2 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. So this is you going back and forth. Like, I want to do something different. Maybe introduce a new product, introduce a new service. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. And we have the 6 of Swords, bottom of the deck, the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. There's something here of I'm going to move forward with expanding my business, but you're very nervous that your clients, your customers, you know, like the public, may not be very receptive to it. So I think you're going to start it off very small in this Page of Cups energy. I think that's everything there. Gemini. So, I mean, it's looking like a very high energy month, but this is all charged by your energy because you're deciding something no longer works and you need to turn the tables. And it's like, I need to take control of this myself. I can't wait for anyone to bring this to me or something like that. Like, I have to find the person. I have to initiate conversation with my person. I have to find another job. I have to launch a business. I have to relocate. There's a feeling of urgency here. Like, status quo has to come to an end. I have a Gemini collective here that's very serious about moving forward. Let's get you some advice. Very serious about moving forward. 3 cards of advice here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 8 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the 7 of Wands, bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles. There's something here about like that status quo. It's not working anymore. I have to figure out what I need to do differently with this relationship, to find the relationship, to find a job, to launch a business, to expand my business, maybe to relocate. Like, you're putting in some serious effort here into figuring out what you need to change or how you need to change it in your life. There's something here like, I have to do this now. It's, I don't want to say it's like a competition, but you're almost seeing it as a challenge. Like, I have to do this. Like, this is my moment. I have to do this. Third deacon, Leo. Could have a little ego there. Maybe that's why you came out so strong in that King of Wands energy. Could be a little ego here that's pushing you into doing this. Tell me more about that 7 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Wands clarified by the Devil, the 4 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. And that's what you're going after there. And then you've got that Ace of Wands again. Be careful of burnout. I like, whenever we talk about career and finance, relocation too, but more career and finance, I really like seeing the Devil card, to be quite honest with you. It's Capricorn energy. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. They are very, very dedicated, almost addicted to having a stable life, having a good career, bringing in a good source of income for themselves. They're very, very dedicated to achieving their goals. High vibrational Capricorn. I'm not jealous of many zodiac signs because I love being a Gemini. But when it comes to actually making money and being focused on money, if I had to change zodiac signs just for that, I probably would want to be a Capricorn. The only downfall to that is they can get so addicted to that there's no room to play. And we see that here in June, where you are highly motivated to accomplish this goal or this task, but we don't have a lot of play energy here. In fact, we have almost none. So Capricorns burn out very easily, and I can see you doing that. Look at that 4 of Cups card. It's like you get so exhausted from trying to achieve this goal or find this job, or so I would be mindful of that in the pursuit of that Ace of Cups that you're looking for, that Ace of Wands, that you're not overdoing it and that it leads to burnout. Because success can become very addicting, especially if we're talking career and finance. So I would be very, very mindful of that ahead of time. Let's get you some oracle cards, and then we'll close it out with some kippers. High energy read here. I don't even know what the heck to call this. In the pursuit of what you want. And no one's stopping you. Let's get one oracle card here, please. Or 3 oracle cards here for Gemini. 3 oracle cards here for Gemini, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Silent strength. Rooted in courage. Empathy, bottom of the deck, embrace your truth. I'll read those off to you in a second. 3 more oracle cards, please, for Gemini. 3 more oracle cards. One more shuffle. Thank you. Herbal potion, stormy skies, starry night, bottom of deck, celestial gate. I would be very mindful of your health with overworking or overdoing it, even if you are relocating in June. You could actually like strain yourself here. I don't do medical readings, but someone needs to hear that. Silent strength. Build your power in silence, waiting for the right moment to reveal your quiet strength. That's giving me a little bit of hermit vibe, and that's what we saw you there. Like, you're trying to figure out the missing piece. How do I accomplish this goal or this task? Rooted in courage. Find strength in challenges like deep roots. Stand firm in the storm. That's that 7 of Wands. Like, I'm going to be successful with this no matter what. I would be very careful of fatigue and physical exhaustion. Empathy, understand others' emotions and needs by listening with your heart. I also think you need to have some empathy for yourself. I think all work and no play is going to make Gemini very bitter by the end of the month. I think you're going to be exhausted, and I think you're going to have very low tolerance for people in your life. You have the herbal potion, create and heal. Your magic is Your magic is potent. So again, I think for some of you, you might actually have a health issue if you push this. Stormy skies, weather the storm, clarity follows turbulence. I think your turbulence already occurred. I think this is the month that you get clarity and you know exactly what or who it is that you want. And then you have starry night. The universe watches over you. You are not alone. Nice message here. Embrace your truth, accept your true self, loving yourself and others unconditionally, and celestial gate. The doors are now open to another realm. Embrace the magic. You are definitely changing your life. There's no doubt. Like I said, for some of you, career and finance, others of you, love and romance. And then I have that third group of you, something here to do with house and home. There's not a negative card here on that table, except that whatever you are in lack of, that you're deciding to go after, the lack is coming to an end in July. So you do land a job, you do expand the business. You know what I mean? You do meet a person, you are moving forward in your current connection. Whatever that Five of Pentacles lack is, that seems to come to an end. You seem to be very content as you're assessing how far you've come with this goal here that you have for yourself in June. Let's get you some Kipper cards now to close out your reading. 2 Kipper cards here, please, for that top row for Gemini. We have community and we have main male. You could be the main male, you could be the main female, came out on the side there, and then you have community. And this is what I'm talking about. Again, could be relocation, expansion of business. There could be discussions here with you and your person if there is a third party. This could be when you decide to go out into the community, like out into the 3D to meet someone. So I feel like the main male, main female, it's on the side here in that first week. One, you're contemplating what it is that you want. I think for a lot of you, this is like relocation. 2 cards here for the middle. We have privileged lady in the reverse. Well, you're off the market. There you go. And then you have the marriage card. So Gemini. Gemini, you are meeting like someone that you're probably going to end up marrying, or your current relationship is going to a higher level of commitment. I'm not saying that you're going to marry the person in June, although it's possible, but you're definitely moving there. If this is a third party, because the marriage card is card number 3, I don't think it's going to be a third party after the month of June. The privileged lady card is card number 12, which equals 3, but it's in the reverse. There's something here like you're coming off the market. So maybe you're leaving someone to be with your person, or your person is leaving someone to be with you. Something like that is happening here. If this is business related, you're definitely finding another employer if that's what you're choosing to do. And let's get 2 cards here for the bottom row. We have poverty. That was that 5 of Pentacles you started the month with. And you have sudden wealth. I told you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor, and that was you. And then the 8 of Pentacles. It's like you're making it your job. You're thinking about this. How can I change my life? Or how can I find that missing piece? You know, that thing that's missing in my life. And you find it. There you go. You find it. You go from 5 of Pentacles to the sudden wealth. Whether, again, that's emotional lack or financial lack. For a lot of you, if you're relocating, you're moving within the next 9 months. The change card for me here, which shows like luggages on the back of the car. For me, that's a 9-month thing. So lots of changes here for the Gemini Collective. A very high energy month as well. Good luck to you as you pursue whatever or whomever this is. That's what I have for you, Gemini, for June 2026. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, enjoy your new life, because it looks like that's what you're building here. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.